I'd agree to you. Today's African Vibes is inspired by Burna Boy and Thierry Henry, who spoke Pidgin English on an international platform. That simple act made me so happy simply because I love Pidgin English. Ever since I did my Sankofa to Ghana in 1995, I've been speaking out for Pidgin English to be recognized as an official language by Anglophone West Africa. That is, the countries in West Africa that speak English. Pidgin English was developed by those who don't speak correct English. That's, they couldn't speak the Queen's English, so made up their own version of English, and that's how Pidgin English came about. It's a beautiful language. In fact, I used to write for a magazine called New African Magazine, and in October 2010, you can see it here, I wrote a piece called A Case for Pidgin English, where I shared my views on why Pidgin English should be recognized as an official language by the West African countries that speak it. I mean, why can't West Africa take Pidgin English and do with it what East Africa has done with Swahili? Because Swahili is not an original African language. Swahili was developed when the Arabs invaded the eastern part of Africa and merged their language with the languages that they met or they came across spoken by indigenous Africans. So why can't we do the same in West Africa? Talking about Swahili, did you know that Kwame Nkrumah, the first president of Ghana, wanted Swahili to become the common language that united Africa? He faced so much resistance. He really, really did. Well, today the AU does recognize Swahili as a speaking or a working language, which is really, really cool. But I don't think Africa will ever have a common language because there's so many different languages. There's about 2,000 different languages and dialects, and I can't imagine anyone agreeing. So, for example, if we say let's use Fong or Wolof or Tree or Shona, people who don't speak those languages be like, no, why should that tribe's language be the national language or the common language? So I don't see Africans ever having a common language. I started speaking Swahili. I started learning Swahili, but I wasn't dedicated. So I'm going to take it up again because I would love to be able to communicate with more people across the African continent. I remember one time I went to Germany for an event organized by the German government. There was people from all over Africa there, and I was hanging out with South Africans and one guy from Mali. The Malian guy spoke not a word of English. The South Africans did not speak any French. I speak a bit of French, but in the end, we had to find a white German guy to translate a conversation between three Africans or Africans from three countries. I thought that was really, really sad. So I am all for Africans having one common language, but deciding what that common language is will be the challenge. Having said that, Chinese is being spoken by everybody in Africa, north, west, south, east. They're speaking Chinese. So before we know it, Chinese will be the common language of Africa. Not a good look, is it? Ah, well. Anyway, I'm all for Pidgin English, and with the rise of Nollywood, the popularity of Afrobeats and guys like Burna Boy in the system, Pidgin English is being introduced to a new global audience who hopefully will take it up. So come on, make we all talk. It be proper, it be nice, it be sweet. Okay, join me next week for more African Vibes.